everyone, it's Macy, and I hate Severus Snape. I've been meaning to make this video for a very long time. This opinion is just so strong. I hated Snape from day one. To give some backstory, I have grown up with learning disabilities, so school has not really been my strongest point. Teachers in specific have been kind of the make or break point for me in education, but depending on how teachers decide to treat me and help me and aid me, it's kind of like a make or break point. So, in the schooling systems, I have had amazing teachers that have helped me so much with my disabilities and aiding me in school and being honestly the best people ever when it comes to that situation. And I've also had my fair share of bad teachers. So Snape to me was like my worst nightmare. I resonate a lot with Neville. I love him. He's one of my favorite characters in the entire series. He's fantastic. Honestly, it's hard for me to make this video because there's just so many opinions that I have on Snape, and it's just kind of all over the place. It's hard for me to talk about it. But I've had my fair share of bad teachers, and Snape is, even from an outside perspective, even from somebody who hasn't had a problem in school, they can still recognize that Snape is a horrible person. I try to be a very open-minded person. I really, really do. Because, not everyone's gonna think the same way, not everyone's gonna have the same experiences and stuff like that. But if you still support Snape, I have a few questions for you. I'm rereading the Harry Potter books again for the umpteenth time. When am I not rereading the Harry Potter books? But it's just really opened up my mind again as an adult how horrible of a person Snape really, really is. Before I was okay, maybe there's some redemption, maybe Snape's arc really does give an explanation as to why he was such a bad person, I kind of go through that mindset every single time I reread the books to maybe try and give Snape some benefit of the doubt, but no. I haven't even gotten to the whole pensive part with Harry looking back on Snape's memories kind of thing. I haven't even gotten there yet, and I'm so done. I'm so angry. Yeah, okay, Dumbledore trusted him, but did Dumbledore really, come on. As much as I am a fan of Dumbledore, this man has flaws. Everybody has flaws, they're human. And trusting Snape was number one. How could you trust a man who literally, this man was a Muggle hater. He was a Death Eater. He hated people. Taking the Marauders out of this, Snape still hates Muggleborns. He's not a good person. He believes in blood purity. It doesn't make sense. For someone who praises themselves for being the half-blood prince, blood purity, I'm confused. Why? That doesn't make any sense. Snape, the only reason why, just a reminder, the only reason why Snape helped Harry and protected him was because he was the last living thing that reminded him or had some evidence of Lily. That's it. Even though Harry was the last remaining bits of Lily or whatever, the last remaining memories of Lily, he still abused Harry. He still emotionally manipulated and abused this kid. For how many years? 6 years, this man was just I love his mom, but he looks too much like his dad, so I'm gonna abuse him. What? And the fact that he's extra mean to Neville because he's angry because even though Neville could have been the chosen one, and then Snape didn't give him all of the information, so it's his fault that Lily died. It's his fault. But he blames it on Neville because Neville was the other boy that Voldemort could have chosen and he didn't. So his parents didn't die. Can we talk about that? Literally, this man hates an 11-year-old boy for surviving, for living, for not having his parents die, because at Voldemort's decision, I don't. He emotionally abused these kids that much, especially Neville, to the point that Neville's worst fear, Neville's Boggart, was Snape. What? Literally? Obviously, you guys, if you're watching this video, you probably know what a Boggart is. But for the people, for some reason, if they don't, Boggarts are your worst fear. Your number one fear. Molly Weasley's Boggart was her dead family. Harry's Boggart at that time was a Dementor. Fear itself. Lupin's was a full moon because he's a werewolf. Like, those are like incredibly scary things for those people. And the fact that Neville's Boggart was Severus Snape, not the woman who tortured his parents into insanity, a teacher, a professor, somebody who should be trusted, somebody that Dumbledore trusted. I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't understand. He literally emotionally abused a kid, aka Harry, for looking too much like his dad. He can't control that. And here's my problem. Okay, I love the movies as much as I love the books. Books, obviously, I love more, but I do still appreciate and love the movies. But one thing I will never forgive the movies for doing is painting Snape as a good person. The only people I've ever seen really appreciate and forgive Snape for being an asshole for all those years are the people who like the movies over the books, because the movies paint Snape as a good person. The one I can think of is in The Prisoner of Azkaban. I think I've mentioned this before. It's when it's right before Lupin transforms into a werewolf in front of them for the first time. They're coming out of the Whomping Willow, and in the books, Snape is unconscious. He's floating behind them. He's just kind of floating and unconscious in there. And he doesn't help them. He's just unconscious the entire time. Whereas in the movies, Harry stuns him, they leave him in the Shrieking Shack, and then he comes out and like threatens them as Lupin is in this werewolf form. He fails to acknowledge that Lupin is even there right now, being a werewolf, and then he realizes that Lupin is a werewolf. He turns around and like blocks the kids, and like, oh, I have to protect the children. That doesn't happen in the books. That was just the movies making Snape look like a better person than he actually is. Like, that's bullshit. Like, that's dumb. And there's countless other things, things that were left out. Like, for instance, the whole scene where in the books, when Hermione her teeth get hit and then they start growing, and literally the boys are like, Hermione's teeth are growing, we have to take her to the hospital wing. Snape looks at her and says, I don't see anything different. I don't see what the problem is. And she runs out crying. And then she permanently changes her teeth so that they are smaller, so she doesn't have big teeth anymore. This isn't a man. This is a child. He would still be a Death Eater if Lily didn't die. The only reason why he is even remotely on the good side through this entire series is because Lily died. Like, if the Longbottoms died instead of the Potters, he would still be a Death Eater. He is not a good person. Sure, he is a good character. There's a difference. There's a difference between a good character and a good person. Snape's character is one of the most well-written and incredibly deep characters I've ever read in my life. And I'm pretty sure everyone who's watching this can agree with me on that. But that does not mean that Snape is a good person. He's a horrible person and should not have gotten the redemption arc. But you know who does deserve it? Draco Malfoy. Draco Malfoy deserved a redemption arc. Is he an annoying asshole? Yeah, definitely. But guess what? He's a child. Snape did all of this in his adult career in life. Yeah, he was an asshole as a kid too, but he chose this life. Snape chose to hate Muggleborns and become a Death Eater. He chose that life as an adult. Draco, on the other hand, did not choose the life that he was put into. His parents kind of bred him into this area and he was kind of forced to be there. I just finished rereading the 6th book. I forgot about this. When Draco is going to kill Dumbledore, he's going to kill him, he's talking to him, he's stalling, he's doing whatever. He is holding his wand, pointing it at Dumbledore. Dumbledore is trying to convince Draco not to kill him and not to do this. And he's like saying how they can protect, because all Draco cares about is his family. That's all the Malfoys really cared about, was their family in this part. And so Dumbledore's trying to convince him. He's like, no, we can protect your family. We can protect you. It's gonna be okay. Draco lowers his wand. He lowers it. It literally says, like, Harry swore that he saw his wand fall a little bit or something. Like, he was going to lower his wand and join the Order. He was gonna do it. And then the Death Eaters just had to barge in. Draco deserves a redemption arc because he was a child put into this situation unwillingly. He didn't choose this. Snape was an adult. He chose. He chose where he chose his life. He chose this life. That's all I'm saying. So, if you like Snape, then please tell me why. If you support this man, if you love him, if you really love Snape as a character and as a person, and you really support him, then tell me why. Tell me in the comments. I want to know. I want to know the other side. This is my really aggressive, hateful opinion on Snape. But if you have anything like redeeming qualities, I don't know, like if you want to talk to me about this, then please, in the comments below, I am 100% willing to talk about this. This is a really interesting topic to me, even though I have a very strong, hateful opinion on him, as you know from watching this video. Also, comment other different things I should talk about Harry Potter. I have so many opinions on the series, on characters, on literally everything. Please, comment down below what more I should talk about, more opinions that I should, I don't know, more opinions I should talk about, just anything. I would love to talk about it. If you liked this video, then please leave a like, and if you want to see more of my face in the future, then please feel free to subscribe down below. Sorry for this video being so hateful and so aggressive, but I just have a lot of opinions on Snape. But yeah, thank you so much again for watching this video. Bye!